I learned early on that if I wanted to do very big things, it includes a lot of humans. So you better love them, appreciate them, hopefully inspire them to want to be with you on this journey. And so I think that that's kind of one of the things that I think is the difference, is because I'm human-centric, that you get some amazing people to do some very big things that are with you for a very long time.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome back to another Builder365 podcast. Jeff Shore here on the podcast where we love to celebrate all things home building, the industry that we love so very much. And we've got a great episode today. It's an episode that's going to require you to put your seatbelt on. Do you have a seatbelt on your office chair? Because you're going to need one right now. In just a little while, we're going to be talking to the one, the only, break the mold, Ronda Conger. Amy O'Connor, I know you know Ronda. Boy, what are you thinking already?
I just am so obsessed with her. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if you told her that I stalk her at night, but I hope you did. And I do. I want to be Ronda when I grow up.
She's just fantastic. The energy is incredible. It really is. And just she's Ronda's got to be Ronda.
Yeah.
And it's just well, as you'll see a little bit, drink some Red Bull first before you have a conversation with her, but she's just great. Hey, Amy, we're on the verge of summer here, and how do you feel about that? And how do your kids feel about that? Summer is right on us now.
Yeah. Well, Claire is being Claire, so she's actually taking classes over the summer.
Of course she is.
Of course she is.
Yeah,
That's
quantum
Claire.
physics, perhaps.
Chemistry.
Yeah.
She's gonna have a blast, right? It's an amazing summer for her.
Yeah.
And I'm sure my son plans to do absolutely nothing. And I will tell you, Jeff, we have my trip blocked off. You see it on my calendar.
Yeah.
It's July, and I still have no idea where we're going. So there you go. If anybody wants to put some chats in the chat box and give me some ideas, because I have no idea where we're going yet.
Yeah. All right, there you go. Join in, people. Let us know. Coming up on summer is a special time also for another member of the Shore Consulting team. Please welcome Mike Wise. Mike, welcome. And I know it's special for you because you get to go outside, which is rare for you where you live, right?
Yeah, it's starting to warm up. All the snow is gone, and temperatures are on the rise. So,
yeah, up there in Minneapolis, and just a couple of months ago, we had the northern lights come down as far as Northern California. You see this on a regular basis, correct? It must be spectacular for you.
yeah, it is. It's one of those natural beauties, and it's really quite amazing that you can see it with your naked eye a little bit, but then you put a camera up to it and it just exposes all those different lights. So yeah, it's quite cool and quite frequent. The further north in Minnesota you get, even so.
Yeah, love it. Tell everybody what you do on the Shore Consulting team there, Mike.
So my official title now is Workflow Ninja, and I know I know you're going to have a conversation with Rhonda here, and the creative titles was brought up in the conversation. So I appreciate that. But yeah, I do a lot of stuff with operational back-end administration stuff for the team, and just helping our people be able to help our clients and the people we train do better and be more efficient. So yeah.
In case you didn't all get that, Mike runs the place. Right? It's basically the way that it's going to work right there. At Shore Consulting, we tend to look at it and we say we have front stage, we have backstage. And front stage are the people that are regularly there in front of our clients, in front of sales professionals, sales management executives. And then we've got backstage that are there doing the heavy lifting and making sure that operationally everything goes well. So yes, Mike is a key component of the backstage. Hey, listen, I hate to bring this up, really, and with apologies to Amy's husband, Rich, but do we know what this month is? This is National Adopt a Cat Month. Oh, no. It's National Adopt a Cat Month. I probably shouldn't have said this. Rich is going to be mad at me, Amy, when we share this one right there.
Very, because we have 5. And 4 of them are adoptions. So, I'm well versed in the adopt a cat category. And
Right.
I think I'm still deficient. So I have room for a few more.
Yeah. Mike, are we in or out on cats?
We're out.
Hi. Yeah. Oh. Wrong
We have a neighborhood cat that roams around the neighborhood, and we give it attention when it comes by, and so we're almost cat people. It does rest on our property from time to time.
Right.
Well, this is Jeff. Jeff.
Yes, this is us.
You gotta own up. You're a cat person now.
No. Hold on a second. It's National Adopt a Cat Month, but the cat has adopted us. It has just taken a living on our. We have a big covered area behind our house, or a big covered patio, and it's some comfy furniture back there. And that cat just said, "I'm moving in." So there you go.
Well, you started feeding it. I mean, anytime if you start putting out food, I'll start sleeping on your back patio.
Can I just make it very, very clear? I did not start feeding it. I've never fed that cat. But yes, Karen has a softer heart for such things than I do. So there you go. Hey, a special thanks to our partners for this podcast. As always, Builder365 is powered by Open Door for builders. Easy sales, smooth moves. You can learn more about the work that they do to support home builders at opendoor.com/Builder365. Hey, let's talk a little about what's going on in the industry. And I came across a really interesting article here very recently and online having to deal with countertops. And it's always interesting to me to see, what's hot now, what's going to be hot in the future. But they listed here 5 different countertops, and I'm going to list them in order, and then I'm going to have the two of you guess at which is most popular. Now, we've got them in order, so if you're playing along at home here, just take a little guess. So I'm going to list them in alphabetical order, though. Okay, so here they are in alphabetical order. This is what we've got. We've got butcher block, we have granite, we have marble, quartz, and quartzite. So the question here is, which is the most, I just listed them alphabetically, which is the most popular? Mike, you want to take a swipe at that? What do you think is the most popular?
Well, we just redid our kitchen last summer, and we chose granite, and we love it, but I think I would guess quartz.
You are correct. Granite came in number 3 of 5 on that list, and quartz came in at number 1. Amy, you're actually doing some work on your kitchen, I know. So are you going the quartz route now? It's number 1. Quartzite came in as number 2. Followed by granite, and then marble, and then butcher block. And I just have to tell you, I am stunned and shocked that 3x3 ceramic tile is not on the list. I just installed it in my kitchen. Are you telling me it's outdated? Because I live to clean grout. That's all I ever want to do. So, Amy, you're in the process now. Tell us what you have planned for your kitchen.
Yeah, well, for the 200-year-old house, we are going butcher block. It kind of seems to fit. And my husband is actually doing the countertops. We had a large 200-year-old tree fall over in a storm. And so we had it cut in slabs, and then we dried it. And so now it's ready to be installed as countertops. So, and my husband's doing all the work.
Yeah, but which is another reason why we don't like Rich very much, because he makes all of us look very, very bad. But that's very, very cool. Would you do us a favor, Amy? And for a future episode of Builder365, we'd love to see pictures when they're installed.
Yeah, and I can give you the in progress pictures. So
yes, sure, absolutely, yeah. All right, very cool. Hey, one other thing along the lines of product and product innovation, I came across something. I don't know how I stumbled across this, but it's really interesting. We talk a lot, and we will talk a lot on the Builder365 about attainable housing, about how we can make housing more affordable. And one of the ways that we can do that is that we can get more creative in the use of space, because square footage costs money. There's no question about it. The more square footage you have, the more land it takes up, and the land is the most expensive component by far. So what do you do? And I'm really interested, and I can't help it, I obsess on watching these videos about cool product designs that allow us to flex our space a little bit more. So, how does an office quickly turn into a bedroom just by pulling a bed off the wall and sliding this cabinet that's hidden over here. And so I just, the unique furniture, your coffee table that becomes a dining table by just shifting it up, whatever it happens to be. I find those things really, really interesting. So I came across this one video that's all about space saving if you've got a small space. I thought, okay, well, that is really, really unique. Nolan, our producer, you're in the background there, but let's roll that video and you'll see what I'm talking about. Here you go.
Remember when we mentioned redesigning toilets in the intro of this video? Well, here's one idea to free up space. It's the hide-a-loo system. Emerging from the wall of a wet room or from under the kitchen sink cabinet in a tiny bathroom, the hide-a-loo is a brilliant innovation that frees up a great deal of space. Space that could otherwise be used for showering or brushing your teeth without having to twist your body to avoid the loo. The toilet is fully functional, of course, and safe enough to support an average person's weight. When you're done with it, push one button to flush, pull a handle to release the catch, and then hide the loo back in its original stored position. And of course, don't forget to wash your hands or to tell guests how they can access the toilet. That way, you'll avoid any potential mishaps.
Well, Amy, Mike, I told you it was going to be innovative.
Yes.
What is our thought on the hide-a-loo?
Yeah, listen, I'm in. I'm for it, right? They're ugly anyway. To design around it, how do you decorate a toilet? You never make those look good. I'm loving hiding it. Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah. Mike, what are you thinking?
Same for me. I mean, I love that. Yeah.
All right, I'm out because especially if somebody else had to come use the bathroom, do I have to have like a printed sheet of instructions, push this button here and over to this in order to use the toilet? I mean, and he said in the video he said you can hide your toilet in your kitchen. No, I'm sorry, I'm out on the toilet in the kitchen. Call me old-fashioned, but I'm out on the toilet in the kitchen. That just doesn't work for me. So.
Agree.
All right. Well, fun times. And when it comes to real estate and home building specifically, we just love at Builder365 talking to people who are as passionate about the industry as we are. And when you think passion, you think Ronda Conger. You are going to absolutely love this interview. It says right on her LinkedIn profile, some say she was raised by wolves, others claim truckers. Whatever it is, pull off the rearview mirror and drive forward. That is her take on life. Let's enjoy this conversation that I had, a nice little sit down with the one and the only Ronda Conger. Ronda Conger, how the heck are you?
I'm with you, Jeff Shore. What more do you want from me today? I'm hitting all my life goals.
I have to tell you, I have to tell our audience here, first of all, Ronda just last week sent me in a very nice cooler a case of Red Bull. And here's the thing. Now, I have sensitivities to caffeine, and I love my coffee. And because of that, I have to limit how much caffeine I take. It. So, Ronda, you don't know this about me, but I have never had a Red Bull in my life.
Oh, my.
So, here we are right now, having sent me, we're open here. You're going to hear it?
Yes.
Here it is. And here it is. For all of you Red Bull lovers, this is me about to be unvirginated on my Red Bull experience.
My life is complete, Jeff Shore. Look at you. Come on. It tastes like a sweet tart. It does. A sweet tart.
It really does. It tastes like a sweet tart.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to have the best time today. You're going to be wired. You're going to be amped. Okay, I'm so glad you got it because you needed it. I was so much love for you, as you know.
Oh, it's so kind. It's interesting for people who don't know you, Ronda. I love it. Your introduction says, they don't know if I was raised by truckers or wolves, but no matter where I came from, I've knocked off my rearview mirror and drove it like I stole it. That's right from your website. It's hilarious. It also happens to be true. You just don't like the traditional career descriptions very much, do you?
Come on, Jeff. You know, I'm like, we got to have a good time. I got to make sure that you're awake. And I'm kind of warning you on what's to come. Right? I need to warn you. You need to be ready if you're going to, if I want to be around you. I don't want you to be, caught off guard. What is this woman? What? So, yes, a little bit different.
I would label you as a marvelous contrarian. Have you always been so? What would people have said about you in high school?
Okay, I just love this. I've been called so many things. Marvelous contrarian, and I'm in. I'm going to put that on my title, just so you know, Jeff Shore. I am borrowing that for my title.
All right, fair enough.
Okay, and that's so funny. For high school, I would tell you, I was just that girl that loved everybody, so I haven't changed. Like, I don't care what group you were in, whatever that clique was, I had friends in every area because I loved everybody. And I was so fascinated, right? I always say I've read way too many Curious George books as a kid. So like, why? Why do you like that? Why do you wear that? Why do you dress like that? Why do you listen to that music? Why do you play that sport? So I think I was the exact same way. I loved humans. I loved everything. I had a million questions and I just wanted to have a really good time. None of that has changed.
And you're obviously a very, very relational person. We've enjoyed a very strong friendship for a long time.
Yep.
But it's interesting to me. I like to think of myself as a nice guy. I want to get along with people as much as I can. I genuinely like people. It surprises me when every now and then somebody doesn't like me, and maybe it's just my insecurity. But do you feel the same way? You're just like, well, come on, I'm trying here.
No, I think you are completely likable and lovable. So that is is easy.
I wasn't fishing.
No,
right
I know
there
you're not.
for the
But let's
record.
just be honest.
Yeah,
You
okay.
are easy
Right.
math, in my opinion. That checks out. Me, on the other hand, no, I'm not surprised. I'm like, right? And my husband's always like, she's a full tank of gas. I don't know what to tell you. She's probably might offend you. She might like scare you. Like, she's just going to say it how it is. So I'm not always that surprised.
How did you catch the home building bug? I mean, if you just think back to your early days and including some of your early mentors, at what point did you know, I'm in my lane, this is what I'm supposed to be doing?
It was, well, let's be honest. It all started with KB Homes. Come on now, Jeff Shore.
For so many of us.
All roads lead back. All roads.
The first guest I had on the podcast was Larry
Yeah,
Webb.
I
And
know.
that's the first thing we did was go back and reminisce a
The
little
other
bit. So,
love
yeah.
of my life, by the way.
Yeah.
The only reason I wasn't offended that I was your first guest is because it was Larry Webb. Man, the legend. I would just tell you, and I wasn't even supposed to, it was Liesl Cooper at the time, Liesl, right? Liesl Williams, Liesl Cooper, who interviewed me, literally convinced me, because it wasn't what I wanted to do. It wasn't where I was going. It wasn't even on my radar. And, came on and I just did. I kind of channeled that whole Curious George thing. And I moved through so many positions so quickly within KB because I was always the yes girl and I was always curious. And I just fell in love. Like, I was like, I love this. Like, this is my jam. Like, I'm loving every part of it, not just sales, not just marketing. I love design studio. I loved mortgage. I love construction. I love land. I fell in love with every single part of it.
Yeah. I'm just trying to picture, though, Ronda Conger and Liesl Cooper Williams together. The first thing I'm thinking is that you probably have the business card of a bail bondsman in your back pocket when the two of you, I mean, come on.
No. And literally at some point, Jeff, we should do a podcast with Liesl and I and the shenanigans that we've done over the years, especially the early KB days. And we just had way too much fun and literally just way too much fun. As you know, very good friend of hers. And yeah, very true. Bail for sure. Bail bondsman for sure.
You're a people first leader, but you live in an industry that's populated by executives, and you've grown up in an industry that's populated by executives who are land first, accounting first, efficiency first, whatever it is. Did you find that you had a battle along those lines to say, no, this is the way that I'm going to be me over here, whether you like it or not? I mean, it's first of all, just being a female in an industry that's dominated by men has got to be difficult enough, but dominated by men who are just sort of land wonks had to have its own challenges.
I think that's interesting. And I think all of those things that you speak of are true. Being a female. I kind of always looked at that part, though, that, one of my favorite quotes is, I just always wanted to be so good that you can't ignore me. You can't stop me and you can't ignore me. So that was always my motto. And I think that rings true for any human, by the way, male or female. But that's definitely kind of the mindset. I I think as far as you're right, there's a lot of home builders because I tour other builders throughout the nation. I always say I'm a student of two things: home building and humans, right? And I'm a student of both those things for sure. And I think that I learned early on that if I wanted to do very big things, it includes a lot of humans. Right? I mean, it includes, if you want to go far, it's going to include a lot of humans. So you better love them, appreciate them, hopefully inspire them to want to be with you on this journey. I mean, you know parts of my team, a good chunk of my team, actually, Jeff Shore. You know a lot of my team. We've been very blessed to have you in their lives and in my life. And they've been with me a very long time. And so I think that that's kind of one of the things that I think is the difference is because I'm human-centric, that you get some amazing people to do some very big things that are with you for a very long time. And I think when you're focused the other way, I love nationals, but what I don't love about a national is the revolving door, that it's just constantly revolving. And I don't, I'm the other way for sure.
As a leader, then, you've got this charge as a leader, right? We are blessed with the opportunity to have an impact on people's lives. And we might be the only people who are going to go out of our way to see more in them than they see in themselves, to literally change their paradigm so that they can rise to their potential. How much do you think about the potential of the people around you versus you almost waiting for people to raise their hand and say, give me a shot?
Yeah.
Right? There's because if you're having to drag somebody along, maybe they're not the right person for the next level. How do you balance those things?
Well, I think that's interesting because I think, Jeff, one of my main things is like, stop waiting to be tapped. Stop waiting to be chosen, right? Like that is going to get you nowhere fast. It's going to get you frustrated. It's actually getting the other people frustrated, because then I think this is what happens. If you're waiting to happen, then you think that those people are just thinking about you all day long. I don't think they are, by the way. So I think you kind of have to raise your hand and say, I'm here. So, if you look at it from that perspective, I always want someone to say, I'm here, I'm ready, I'm a yes person, I'm ready to work, I'm ready to do more, I'm ready to grow. So that would be my hope and prayer for most humans. And I think I get a pretty good chunk of those type of humans. But then on the other side, I always say, you have to know as a leader, I see so much more in you than you probably see. I know you can go further, you can go faster, you can grow, you can take on new roles. So I definitely am constantly pushing. I mean, I am definitely the person who is trying to push humans as much as possible into new roles, new duties, new growth, because we need it as a company, right? I mean, you want people to rise. That's the look we're going for. So no, I'm definitely, I always say, if you could only see what I could see, man, we're going places.
I think that's a good word for all of the leaders who are watching or listening right now, just to look at it and recognize that self-paradigm that gets developed oftentimes early in our childhood with influences around us. You are this, you're not that, you can do this and you can't do that. That's tough. It's tough to break that self-paradigm, but other people around you, they might see more potential. And so when we draw them in and we give them the opportunity to say, here, and this might hurt a little bit, but I'm going to shove you a little over here.
Oh, yeah.
All to your best. And I know you've grown just this amazing team of leaders around you, but, who will one day look back and say, Rhonda invested in me and now I'm investing in others. And I know for you and I both, that's something that we have in common. We have these children. I mean, these people that we have poured ourselves into, and how great a joy is that when you see people succeed and then pour themselves into other people, right?
That's what it's about, and that's the difference. So I think you're absolutely right. I hope that my people first, and then being able to understand. I think also, Jeff, I'm a huge strength finders person, right? So I want to know the 5 strengths that drives a human. I know what my strengths are. And one of mine is maximizer. So when I see a human, I want to just get everything, right? And I wish more leaders would look at it that way. Like, I don't just look at you and say, hey, I hired you, I want you to do this position. I want you to do 5 other things. And I want you to help me in every area of the company if it worked out that way or whatever we're doing. But I'm a maximizer. So I'm like, you have a ton in that brain and I got to bring it out. I got to get it all.
Yeah. We live in often frustrating industry. What do you do when you otherwise want to put your fist through a wall?
Shotgun a Red Bull? No, I think that's interesting. It's funny. Corey Barton, the owner and founder of our company, who I just love and adore. Obviously, we've been together for a very long time in this journey. And we were in a meeting the other day, and it's kind of who we are as a company and as a team. And it's kind of like, what did he say? And I loved it. He's like, be like water. He's like, we've all heard the quote. And I can't even remember what movie that's from, but basically it just says, we're going to go around, over, in front, but like we're not going to let anything stop us. You're going to throw up as many things as you can at us. And you can. I mean, we have the same city problems. We have the same permits problems. We have the same land approval problems. We have, right? Like, we're in home building. So we have all these same problems. And I think the biggest thing is that and I firmly believe, myself and we as a team, we're not going to stop, Jeff Shore. So I look at it as a temporary thing, and just know that I'm going to push through it. I really don't have time for it, to be honest. I'm like, well, I'm just going to go around you. Right? Like, you can tell me no, you can piss me off, you can tell me this isn't possible. And let's just be honest, Jeff Shore, I'm going to find a way. So I don't really like the whole anger thing. I'm like, nah, I'll just go around you. I'll figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the obstacle is the path, right? Sometimes we look at it and we say, well, the obstacle's on the path, or the obstacle's there and I have to get around it. And no, the obstacle is the path. And you find that when we lean and we lean and we lean, and pretty soon we break through to the other side. And that's when the magic happens, because everybody else is still stuck on the other side of the obstacle.
Well,
so,
and you just said one of my favorite books, and Ryan Holiday, Stoic. And, one of his favorite things, and I think it speaks to this, is I think it's, who knows if I'm going to say it right, but get me close, amore fate, which means I love it all. And I love it all, Jeff Shore. So just whatever you want to bring to me, I just know it's meant to teach me something, learn something. Amore fate. I love it all.
Speaking of books, are you at 3 or 4 now? Where are you at right now?
Okay, let's go easy. I think right. Let's go easy. The last 2, so let's just say 3 and 2 booklets, because the last 2 were ITs, and they're really small and they're super fast and super easy. And it was only because I kept getting all these phone calls, and I was like, how about if I just write a quick book, and then you read it and share it with everyone, and we'll all be on the same page of how I feel about COVID and how I feel about this market. And that's how about that? Is that fair?
Yeah.
I mean,
when you wrote your first book, tell us about that journey. What caused you to say, because I believe that in every great book, and I should have pulled them out, they're all over my bookshelves right here.
Yeah.
But and behind every great book is an author who lived the book first and then wrote the book.
Yeah. Yeah.
So talk a little bit about that, about living the journey and then writing the journey. Because I think there are a lot of people who say, I'd like to write a book, but, right? And then whatever the but is at that point, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
They've got a book inside of them. They just don't know how to take that step.
No. And I think I think there's a quote or something that says every human has a book inside of them. It just depends on whether they're going to let it out. And that's courage, right? There's so many things involved with it. It's vulnerability. It's all of those things. I think with mine, I never intended, Jeff Shore, I never intended to write a book. Even though I'm a book lover, it just wasn't on my radar. It wasn't on my list. And I have a lot of things on my list. It just wasn't. But the more I spoke, and even my speaking was just a very organic, natural thing. I'm a leader in a country, in a company. You're always getting asked to speak at different functions. And obviously I love what I do. I'm very passionate. So you get asked. And what kind of happened out of that organic speaking was this constant ask. I'm not even kidding, of like, can I buy your book? Can I buy your book? Can I buy your book? I'm like, I don't got a book. I don't got a book. Like, no, stop asking me. Right. And then it was just, a gentleman comes up to me at one of the speaking engagements, hands me his card and says, I want to buy your book. And I give it back to him. I don't have a book. Keep your card. And he's like, you will write a book. I need you. You will. And he was so adamant for a man that's never met me. Right. It's like, you will write a book. And so I was like, you know what? It's a sign. I'm going to do it. Let's just do it. And so you're right. I wrote it. I was flying back and forth to Boston because my son was playing hockey in prep school and I was living in Idaho. So I was on a plane 2 to 3 times a month, 6 hours. And it gave me perfect time, quiet time. away time. I wrote the book. It was really based on everything that I keep getting asked to speak about, which was Better Human. It's a full-time job. Wrote the book, but I'll tell you, in that moment, it was so easy to do because it's something that I always talk about and all of that. But then once I have a vivid memory of writing the book, finishing the book, the publisher has it, it's being printed, and I'm pretty sure it was coming from China or something. And I was like, turn the boat around. Turn the boat around. I don't want the book. That was a bad idea. Turn the boat around. But of course, you have those doubts, those kind of like a buyer buying a house, buyer's remorse. You love it. What have I done? And I was like, screw it. As Richard Branson says, let's do it. Bring this puppy forward. And I've loved it ever since. You just have to go for it. You just have to do it. Right?
Yeah. That's right. Take the step, and you can't go in there thinking I'm going to be the next, Stephen King or whatever. The fact of the matter is that the percentage of people who get rich on books is really, really small. That shouldn't be why you want to write the book. No. But you've got the story inside, and you would have loved this. I was in Charleston last week, and they have this city market there in Charleston, and where a lot of homemade crafts and signs and whatever. And there was this lady that I chatted at her booth, and she was a 70-year-old African-American lady who was born and raised in South Carolina. And the reason we were chatting is she had on the table there like 5 goals that this is about me. And then she included, here are 5 goals. And one of them was to write a book. And I'm like, write the book. So you've got this stand here with thousands of people walking by every day. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, I'm a 62-year-old white guy from California. What do I know about your life? Being raised, you're in the deep South as an African-American woman. I want to know your story.
Yes.
Write the book. Write the book.
Thank
so
you.
there you go.
Love that. I'm with that. Write the book. Write the book.
Write the book. All right, let's take a shift here. Okay. And I want to talk about something that is... it's taboo in business, way too much. I want to talk about the word love. So this is really, really interesting to me because, when I think I've been noticing here how the subject of happiness has gotten a lot of attention in the academic circles after years of saying, no, we don't study that. We want to discuss neurodegenerative disease and whatever. Yep. Suddenly, happiness is out there, and you got guys like Arthur Brooks at Harvard, who's just huge. Talbot Shahar wrote the book Happiness. I mean, everybody wants to talk about happiness. Yeah. I wonder if we're not going to see that evolution with the word love, because in business, we just don't talk about love. This is not something, and yet it's the truest and purest of human emotions. So what is it? And is it just going to take people like you and me brave enough to talk about it to be able to start that movement?
I do, Jeff, and you know how I feel about it. So I think what's interesting is you said it the absolute best. It's the highest emotion. And so I look at it this way. I want to do something that I love every day. Simple math, right? I want to do something that I love every day. So there's simple math 1. Number 2, I want to spend my days with people that I love hanging with, that I love being with, that I love as humans. You think about how much time you spend with the people you work with on a day-to-day basis. And my God, if you don't like them, love them, however you want to view that, that is a long day, my friend. That is a long day, right? And if you don't love what you do, that is a long day. And I think that I always say it's the difference in how someone goes to work, how they show up, how they work, what they do. And so if we can tap into that, it's a game changer. It's what makes you different as a company. What makes you different in what you do. It makes it different what kind of product you deliver, how you spend your days. And then, Jeff, if I could just do a cry to everyone, because my whole intent is, yes, to, hopefully impact their lives when they're here. But if they're happy and they love and they enjoy at the highest level what they do, and then they go home, hopefully it's a better home life.
Yeah, I love it. And if we can get into that from the active verb form of love, and to recognize that, the greatest love is what you give of yourself to other people. And let's face it, world kind of needs it right now. But I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that that love doesn't get shelved, this sticky gooey word, but it's something that we can really share. Let me ask you, we're getting near the end here, but tell me what you're still hoping to accomplish in your career. You've been so amazingly successful. You have had a huge impact, not just to your team at CBH and the greater Boise area, but frankly to our industry broadly. What are you hoping to still accomplish?
Well, I'm far from done. Let's be honest.
Yes, I would hope so.
I feel like I've just kind of touching the surface here. And I'm very grateful for all of that. I just feel like there's so much more to do. I love home building. I told you earlier, Jeff, I'm a student of home building. We just sat on a panel together. You couldn't tell the passion and energy I have towards home building and the future of it. Like I love everything that we've done, but because I'm such a student of it, I can see that there's so much in front of us. And I want to help create that and build that and change that in a very big way. So the future of home building I'm in, it has me so excited, so excited. And then I think too, I'm going to Denver in a couple weeks to speak to a sales and marketing council in Denver, which I love. I was just at a builder in Canada. Because I'm a student of all that, I love to impact and give back, because I feel like this industry has given so much to me that I want to make sure I give back just as much. So much more, in my opinion.
Right. Well, there's still so many challenges in front of us that are really exciting. How do we tackle the huge shortage? How do we, especially of attainable housing, how do we get more underrepresented communities into the industry? How do we get more women into executive roles?
Wow.
There's a lot of challenges that we have in front of us.
Yep.
Okay, before we let you go, real quick, I'm going to put you on the hot seat. Okay. Rapid fire questions, rapid fire answers. Ready? Okay, artist or band that you listened to most in high school?
Say it again, the what?
The artist or band that you listened to most in high school?
Whitney Houston.
Oh, I love it. The most beautiful place you've ever stood?
Oh my gosh, Jeff Shore. The most beautiful place I've ever stood. Oh man, I travel a ton. So do you. Oh man, it was beautiful. Okay. Just because it keeps coming to me. So I'm not going to lie. It's Boise, Idaho. It's called Table Rock. It's the top of a mountain. It's got this beautiful cross. It looks over the valley. Come on.
Love it. All right. Your very first car.
Let me think here. My very first car would have been, hold on. Oh my God. It literally was a hand-me-down pickup truck, like S10 Chevy truck from like my brother, I think. So there you go. Not elegant,
there you go.
But it is what it is.
All right. Last question. Your first celebrity crush.
Oh boy. My first celebrity. Oh, geez. You are digging deep here today. First celebrity. Okay. I hate these answers because, Jeff Short, we're like dating ourselves, right?
I know.
But I think, right? Like Whitney Houston. Okay. So then I would probably, I think I'd have to say Scott Baio.
Yeah. Which version of Scott Baio?
The first.
That's the first. Okay. All right. I love it. You're off the hot seat.
I can't tell you I've been to answer those questions before. So thank you, Jeff Shore.
Okay. You bet. Rhonda, I love you so much. So good spending time with you. And what a wonderful conversation with a wonderful human being. You're the best of the best. Thank you so much.
I just love you, Jeff Shore. Thanks for having me. Mwah. Nothing but love.
Oh my goodness. I'm exhausted.
Breathe.
Just exhausted. That was really something right there.
Not
and I'm just
going to,
I'm going to confess to you right now. And Rhonda, I love you. I really do. I didn't like it. I really didn't like it. Yeah, I know that. Yeah. But here's what I found out though. I don't have to drink Red Bull. I just have to hang out with Rhonda, and I'll get everything that I need.
It rubs off somehow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like the Red Bull just rubs onto you.
It does, exactly. Mike, what was your take on the Rhonda conversation?
I loved it. I've never met Rhonda in person, but I've met her on a couple of Zooms before, and she sent me her books to read. So I read the Human book, and it's a great book, and it's a great expression of her and who she is as a person. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. Easy to read, uplifting, motivating, for sure. Rhonda's books are great because when you are just a little down on your energy in the middle of the day, you pick up one of Rhonda's book, you could open anywhere and you're going to get a mental snack, and it's going to uplift you there. Amy, any takes on the interview?
Well, I love that she calls you Jeff Shore every single time. I was waiting for the end for her to switch over to just Jeff. And that never happened. And so I kind of love that, though. I really do. I kind of love it. But
I don't know if she does that with everyone, but But she has always called me Jeff Shore. That's what she calls me, Jeff Shore. I don't think she knows my name is only Jeff, but she just calls me Jeff Shore. I find it endearing. I really do. Yeah.
I think so too. I'm with you. I could just listen to Rhonda all day. What a unique perspective in an industry that does not always reward unique perspectives and approaches. Yeah. So she's found a way to be authentically 100% herself and still tremendously successful in home building.
Absolutely. And you just got to love the passion, the love, that sense that you get one shot at this life. To go through, mopey around like Eeyore, it just doesn't make sense. It's... Yeah, I think Rhonda and I have a motto that I sometimes share, and I think Rhonda would adopt it as well. Life is a buffet, and I want to die full. Right? Let's just eat it all up. And that's what's great. Very, very inspirational. The type of person that we want to have on the Builder365 podcast. So there you go. Would you do us a favor? If you enjoyed this episode, would you share it, please? Share it with your teammates, not just in the sales world, but all throughout the organization. I think they want to hear from somebody like Rhonda. Post it on your social channels. Let people know that they're going to want to watch, to listen to the Builder365 podcast. As always, it's our pleasure to be able to do this. We really do enjoy it. We hope you enjoy it too. Until next time, go change someone's world. Thanks, everybody.